Kia ora, kouwhua smithaho. Nā mai ki te whare, welcome to the House. Parliament kicked off a 3-week sitting block today, and the first legislative business was initial debates and votes on 3 brand new bills. One focuses on online gambling, one makes changes to employment law, and one tweaks the use of a legal fund from solely funding community law centres to funding legal services. The most contentious bills were those first 2. The Employment Relations Amendment Bill would do a number of things. Here's the Minister in charge, Brooke van Velden, with her take on it.
It provides greater certainty for contracting parties. It strengthens consideration of and accountability for the employee's behaviour in the personal grievance process. It introduces an income threshold for unjustified dismissal personal grievances. And it removes the 30-day rule and associated compliance and information requirements.
The opposition were very unhappy. Jan Tinetti.
This is yet another piece of legislation which is a direct attack on workers.
One of the things the bill does is limit the opportunity for workers to take legal action over whether they are contractors or employees. And as it happens, there is a case currently from Uber drivers before the Supreme Court. Camilla Bellich.
So at the moment, there is a test of the real nature of the job. So you look at, is this actually an employment relationship or is it a contracting relationship? That's what our judges can do at the moment. This bill takes that away. It says if you have the word contractor written in a document, then you're a contractor. Well, Mr. Speaker, this is against all other international examples. This is totally different to the common law that applies in many other countries that we compare ourselves to, and is an absolutely disgusting, unprecedented attack on workers' rights.
The bill debated prior to that one was the Online Casino Gambling Bill. It also is being shepherded by ex Brooke van Velden.
This bill is about ensuring that New Zealanders who wish to play on online casinos can do so on regulated websites in a safer market where operators follow our requirements for harm minimisation and consumer protection and contribute financially to New Zealand. This bill will allow for up to 15 vetted and licensed operators to conduct and advertise their online casino platform in New Zealand while prohibiting unlicensed online casinos from operating in New Zealand.
It might not seem unusual that MPs that spoke from the governing side all had the same opinion of the bill, but in this case, it was somewhat. Here's National's Dan Bidwar.
Fact, New Zealanders up and down this country are gambling online at the moment. And this is why we've got a bill before us that regulates the sector and actually it reduces the harm. And I think this is a good thing. We can get tax from it. It is a formal sector, and I commend this bill to the House. Thank you.
And yes, that was his entire speech. On the opposition side, MPs were less enthusiastic.
This bill that we now have before us looks to allow 15 different operators' licences within New Zealand, and the result of that, Mr. Speaker, will be a change in a situation where we are facing ads constantly when we open our phone, when we open our laptop, when our kids log onto YouTube for online gambling.
And came with varying opinions and more personal perspectives. And there was a reason for that. Arena Williams.
There's a time-honoured tradition in this House that issues like gambling, like alcohol, like prostitution reform, Mr. Speaker, have been treated as conscience issues, and so it is right that in this debate members are afforded the opportunity to speak to their values and the values of those people that they represent in an issue as important as this one. And I think it shows us where we have gotten to with this coalition government, that national speech after speech has been about whether we accept this regime, which does very little to improve the situation, if not make it worse, or do nothing. That is not what members are called to do in issues of conscience.
The Speaker did allow a personal vote when called for. All 3 of these bills will now be going to select committees for public feedback. The time allowed for that work, though, is shortened on the gambling and employment bills, so make sure to get working on your submissions quickly. You've been listening to The House. E te whakarango koe ki te whare. This program is produced with funding from Parliament's Office of the Clerk. Mā te wā.